Hi, I'm Lou Gusick, and I'm Vice President of Engineering for Natura Products. Today I'm going to talk to you about changing the UV bulb and sleeve on the Natura Series 2 machines that use the two-stage filtration with the internal UV. To change your quartz sleeve and bulb, you're going to need a couple of tools. First of all, you'll need a Phillips screwdriver number 2 to remove the top unit, paper towels and a bucket to catch the water and lift up any spills, gloves to handle the quartz tube without touching it, safety glasses just in case there's any accidents, and of course you'll need quartz sleeve and the UV bulb. Let's get started. The first thing we want to do is turn the water off by turning the water valve a quarter turn. Then we'll turn the power off. And now we'll relieve any water pressure that's in the line through the room temperature tap. Okay? Now we want to actually unplug the machine from the wall socket. The next thing we want to do is remove the top of the machine. Using the number 2 Phillips screwdriver, we'll remove the 2 screws, one on each side. Now remove the top, lift and slide back a little bit, lift it out of the way and place it out of the way. Okay, now we've removed the top from the Natura D Series 2 machine. We want to be cautious inside because since we just turned it off, the agitator motor right here will be very hot, the fan motor might be warm. Just want to be cautious when you're working in here. Before we put on our gloves, we want to loosen the tie on this cable that goes to the UV bulb. Okay, now we want to put on our working glasses, our safety glasses. We want to put on some gloves, and we're going to remove the UV bulb from the UV chamber. To do this, pull up on the cord and the black cap right here, and now we're pulling the UV bulb out of the UV chamber, and this is the UV bulb. Okay, now let's disconnect the UV bulb from the wire. First, pull back this soft rubber cap out of the way. All right. Now here's the connector on the end of the UV bulb. Just simply pull that off. It's a 4-pin connector. Very easy to disconnect. Now this is the old UV bulb. We want to discard this properly, just like you would a fluorescent bulb. These do not go into a landfill. Now that we have the UV bulb removed, we can take out the quartz sleeve. Go to the top of the UV chamber and grab the nut and unscrew the nut until it comes completely loose. Pull up and the quartz sleeve will come out with it. Now be careful not to let this fall off because it could fall and get damaged. Move this nut, you'll see the O-ring that seals the quartz sleeve to the UV chamber. We're going to replace this along with the quartz sleeve. Okay, let's take the quartz tube out of the packaging. Remove the end cap, pull the tube out, and remember, do not touch the quartz sleeve with your bare hands. Okay, so wear a glove on one hand. With the other hand, I'll install the O-ring near the end, in the last inch or so of the quartz tube. This is the open end, that's where the O-ring goes. Now that the O-ring is installed on the Quartz tube, we can slide it down into the UV chamber slowly. Don't drop it. Let it down slowly, and then you'll feel it hit the spring. Now you can let go of it. Now we're ready to install the metal cap that we took off earlier. This slides right down over the Quartz tube onto the UV chamber, and you just tighten it down until it snugs up. The new UV bulb comes in a protective package like this. Just take the end cap off, set it aside, take the UV bulb out of the inside of this package, and you'll see it's packed inside of a foam sleeve, protected from breaking. Open the foam sleeve, take the UV bulb out, and now we're ready to install it into the machine. This is a new UV bulb. Now it's glass and it's fragile, so what you want to do is handle it by the end caps. All right. Now on this end are the 4 prongs that connect to the wire connector. All right. So we want to make sure those pins line up with the connector that's in the machine. Simply push the connector all the way onto the end of the bulb. Made the wire connection to the UV bulb. We're ready to install it back into the UV chamber. So remember, you're pushing a quartz bulb into a quartz sleeve, so you want to be very careful not to force anything or drop it. Push the bulb all the way down inside till it stops. Then replace the rubber cap. All right. Now I'm going to retie the wire cable, so I'm going to remove my gloves for that. And I'm going to secure this cable so there's no slack, so that it doesn't get into the fan motor or any other moving parts. To change the UV bulb or quartz sleeve on a B2 machine, you want to turn off the water, turn off the power switch on this side, unplug the unit from the wall outlet, remove the 2 screws from the top, remove the top, drain a little water out into your bucket to relieve the water pressure. On the inside of this machine, make sure you don't touch anything that's hot. You just turn the machine off and the motors will be hot. Put on your safety glasses, wear your gloves. Now, on this one, the UV chamber is at the top and runs horizontally. You're going to need to grasp the top of the UV chamber, pull it up, and it will snap loose from one of the clips. Okay? Then you're going to need to remove the handle off of your still non-chilled water. Now you can remove the bulb and service it as you would on a D. Okay, we're almost ready to put the top back on the machine and put it back into service. But before we do, we want to turn the water back on and inspect the UV system for leaks to make sure we didn't damage anything or loosen any connections. Alright, now let's put the top back on the machine. Put the top on the machine by starting near the rear, letting it overhang a little bit. Set it on top of the machine, slide it forward, push down, and then reinstall the 2 screws. Okay, now we're ready to put the machine back into service. Remember, plug the power cord back into your wall outlet. Turn the power switch on to the machine. Wait a few minutes, maybe a half hour to let the machine cool down. Then you're ready to enjoy great tasting natural water.